All right, fam, we are back on the campus. Where do we leave off? Well, we left off where it's time to lock down the campus, family. We got Joan, we got River, we got Andrew, and your girl Ruth is like, all right, time to lock it down. Everybody to your trailers. Get these people to their trailers. She's telling the Agranites it's time to get it, lock it down, do what you need to do. So yeah, she tells Manny to go ahead and take her to the kitchen to get all the stuff. She's like, get off of me, boy. What's wrong with you? And Ruth is like, come on, you need to comply. Don't play around. You need to comply. She's like, what's wrong with you? Don't touch me like that. Manny, take her to the kitchen. And then Andrew's putting hands on Joan. And she's like, no. She's like, you know what? Give me that book. Give me that book. And Joan is like, no, I'm in charge of the utilities. And this is the book for the utilities. And all of this and that. She's like, no, you just need to go to the trailer and pray. That's all you need to do. Get up out of here. Obadiah wants to take River to the punishment trailer. He's like, no, Ruth. He's crying for Ruth, and she's just shaking her head like, I ain't saving you, boy. Go ahead. Meanwhile, the highest is like, oh, praise the Raku. I want to be reconnected. Show me a sign. And then here comes Ruth walking in the door with her food and with the water. He's like, oh my God. Why are you surprised, bro? She told you where she's going. So she comes back. She's like, did you make a connection with the Raku? Like, yeah, I don't know what to do. And he's like, maybe I should save her. And she's like, no, you shouldn't save her. You shouldn't save her. And then Ruth proceeds to slap down the highest, beats him down and all of this and that. He's like, why are you doing this? She's like, you know what? You don't need to save her. She's a crumb. Meanwhile, all your men are going crazy. You need to focus on the men and get rid of the men. And he's like, no, you know what? You're done. You're a woman. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm a vessel for the Raku, and you need to listen, and heads need to roll, and you need to take care of these men. So she's going after the men, the Agranites, and the whole nine. Again, she is manipulating the highest like crazy, and he can't see it. So he's like, okay. He sits down. He's looking weird. He's looking whacked out. She pulls out the magic. We haven't seen the magic in a long time. So now she pulls it out. She's like, I can't get you anymore. And she's about to plug him in with the magic. So she is inserting the magic into the highest. Once again, it's been a long time. Then she proceeds to roll her hand up in between his legs. And then she starts squeezing his balls. And he's like, Ruth, not so rough. You're squeezing my balls. And then he's like, surrender. And he surrenders and falls back. Meanwhile, T is listening to the whole thing. Here goes El Damara. She's like, boy, get your hands off me. You don't need to handle me like that. He's like, look, you need to just go in the kitchen. You need to respect me. I'm an Agranite. She's like, you need to respect me the El Damara. You know who me are. Yeah, I respect you. But you need to take your ass in the kitchen because I'm still a man and I'm above you. And she's like, she starts groaning and moaning and all going all crazy. So Obadiah takes River to the punishment trailer where Zane is at. She's like, yeah, you guys have history. The highest is doing y'all a favor. You guys are useless, but I want to hear moans and groans. And he leaves with his creepy ass, right? Meanwhile, River's trying to get in on whatever the plan is. And he's telling her, nah, Ruth is using you. Turn around. Here comes Manny. And Manny's like, listen, I'm going to make my way to try to get us out of here. I'm going to get us to lock down together. And she's like, no, you need to do all that. No, you're going to be my wife. So I need to do what I have to do to make sure that you are good. Yeah, your boy River's like, what the heck is going on? But yeah, she doesn't trust him. We shouldn't trust him. Elder Mother finds her secret stash and she wants to go to the Raku right now. She says, to the Raku. And then here comes Ruth. She catches her and she's like, oh, I don't have water for the rice. She's like, you need to get rice. And she grabs a knife. She's like, you need to understand my power. But you know what? I know what it is. She's like, you're the devil. You are terrible for the highest. And she's like, I know you want to rub and tug on the highest, but you can't. And she puts the knife down. She's like, get the rice for the highest. I mean, come on, Ruth. All of that for the highest. You got Elder Mother crying. Oh. So Ruth goes around the corner. She calls the FBI. She's like, look, there's a raid. Here's the deal. I need you to unfreeze that money when I get out of here. And she's like, no, we can't do that. She's like, why? Because that money's for the victims. And she's like, I'm the victim. If you don't do that, Desiree, I'm going to spin the story when I tell it. I'm going to tell them that it was the FBI that allowed the Raku to blow up my child, allowed the news to get in there and give him a platform. And she is basically flipping it on Desiree and say, you know what? I will flip it. You better unfreeze that money and give me that money, or I'm going to tell the world that the FBI is behind all of this stuff. She's like, it's your move, boo. What you want to do? Desiree's like, dang, oh man, I'm in the corner. Meanwhile, your boy Kyle is like, look, keep your head in the game, whatever. You better unfreeze that money. So here comes Elder Madamava with the food. It's a new day. And the high says, yeah, you know, Ruth wants you to be the godmother. She's like, oh, praise the right, cool. Oh, this is the greatest honor. And then Ruth comes in there like, what's going on? Oh, I will take care of that boy. I will give the boy anything. And Ruth is like, yo, what's going on? The highest is like, hey, I made her the godmother. She's like, okay, here's the food. Oh, so she picks up the food. Ruth is about to eat the food. And Elder Mother says, no. And she slaps it out of Ruth's hands. Oh, I made it too spicy for the baby. It's not good. No. Looks like Elder Mother probably poisoned the food. And so the highest doesn't know this. He feeds T the food because, you know, Ruth doesn't want it. So she walks out and she looks at Ruth because, yeah, Ruth figured it out. So the highest walks back. He's like, yeah, you know, I see the look in your eyes. It's the look of adoration and fear. And he tells her how that's how you need to run the campus. And he looks in her eyes and says, you know what? I adore you and I fear you and all of this and that. And then he proceeds to kiss her. Real cringe, you know. This is the Raku romance that they have. Super cringe right here. And then T starts to throw up. He's like, oh, that's strange. Yeah, because that food wasn't good. It was poison or it was rotten or it was whatever Elder Mother put in that food. T is now throwing it back up. So Ruth goes to see Zane. He's like, you know, River's trying to get in on the conversation. He's like, oh, my bad. We can't trust River. So Zane tells Ruth, yeah, you know, Manny got the money out of the back. She's like, what? Dag, okay, I'm going to figure something out. She's like, you got to get me out of here. She got to get me out of here. Ruth is like, don't worry. I'm going to get you out. And River's still like, yo, you can trust me. He's like, nah, we can't trust you. You tried to betray us. Next thing you know, Ruth walks out. There goes Agranite, John. And he's like, where you going? Manny's supposed to be watching you, right? You know, what are you doing out here? I'm free to roam where I want, John. You know, you brand new here. So I'll give it to you because you don't know the lay of the land. It's like, well, you know what? If Manny is too busy, then I'm going to watch you and I'm going to, you know, monitor you and guard you and all of this and that. So he proceeds to push her to go to the trailer, whatever. She's like, John, I can't wait to make sure your head rolls. And he's like, what? What do you mean? And that's the end of the episode. So what will happen next? We shall see in the next episode of Tyler Perry's Ruthless.